Welcome back, amigos. Let's take a look at how we can get to this magic move. And that's that little movement of your hands. It almost seems like the illusion of like your wrists bending back and holding that shaft angle and kind of dropping the shaft a little bit behind you to find the slot, now called shallowing, right? So concept one, if we can get the face really wide open, then you lose the fear of losing it left. Like, it's almost impossible to kind of flip it like really left, right? The second part that really helped me was understanding that my legs are gonna really drive the power to prevent blade rotation, but the legs alone aren't gonna shallow it for me. It's just a feel, so you gotta be careful with people describing their feels. Concept three was the forearm rotation. So these top three greats, they did it. And if you look at more of these players, you'll start observing the same move. And the concept four really helped me because once you figure out that there is a small move, like an inch or two of your hands moving out, and by the time you get to like left arm parallel, the butt end of the club is actually pointing out away from the ball, not at it. That helped me shallow it a lot and actually get a little easier forearm rotation. You'll see it here, really subtle in 2000 Tiger. Here's a range video. His hands, when they change direction, when he's doing his transition, before he turns on the power with the body, has those hands going out. So here's a little drill. You want to set up a couple of sticks and you want to go outside away from the ball. Now, one of the mistakes that really threw me off and kind of prevented me from ever shallowing the ball properly was trying to get the club head, the shaft, and the hands to line up on the way down. Like, no great shallower or no good ball striker does that. But for some reason, it's like something in instruction has led everyone to kind of really want that as an ideal, right? And it's only in recent times that people have been talking about shallowing where, hey, these three things, we now have like computers measuring this stuff and none of it really matches up, right? They're all kind of on their different journeys, and through the, a foot behind and a foot after the ball, that's where they all kind of meet up. So here's a nice little practice station. You just get a $6 cable tie, you put it on the back end of your grip, just as a visual kind of thing so you can rehearse it. You just want to point it out toward the, 8 to 10 inches on the other side of the ball. And what that's going to do is it's going to cause these arms to rotate out. And you won't really have to like manipulate your wrists at the top or try to time it perfectly or try to flip perfect. And so the anti-feel is having the hands face the ball the entire way and then come back down and face that target line. What you really want to do is get that feeling of, skipping the rocks. Now the skipping the rocks actually makes sense if your hands go out, because now once you go out, you're really actually encouraging your hands to go down. And what's happening is that the club head is actually going to turn behind you, okay? And it's going to be wide open. And it's going to feel really crazy. And unless you set up, some people prefer closed, some people prefer open. That's not really, important, because at the end of the day, once you get the club in the right spot, your rotation is going to square it up for you, and your grip kind of adjusts to that. So it's kind of one of those things where the old timers, they knew what they were doing because they kept putting it there. Their feels, after once they developed enough strength in their left arm and their right arm, they figured that out. Now, concept 6 was really important to understand this, because when we talk about internal rotation and external rotation, right? My seeking this swing out and this move out was to avoid injury, because I was flipping at the bottom. Like, hurt. When I got to impact, it was a problem. And I was, having a nice, on plane backswing, on plane, and realizing that no, this does not need to stay on plane. What this needs to do is actually come in shallower so I can manipulate less. And that's what these guys who are known in the past and the current, that they're known for being good strikers. You go to the range at the tour stops. Other pros watch them. And it's because that hand, that first move from the top of the swing, those hands are going out and that butt end of the club is still pointing out at the ball by the time they get to left arm parallel. So, and it applies to neutral grips, strong grips, weak grips, steep, shallow swings. They all kind of do that same move, and you see it here in the Open Champion. It's really neat. And nothing gets under my skin more than like people saying they've found something new, they've marketed this. I don't think that that's something new. I got this idea from an ABS video from 10 years ago. You know, full credit to them. I mean, this is a really cool observation. It was the only thing that really helped me shallow it out. And I'm not, you know, extraordinarily long-limbed, and I don't have a thin frame, and yet I'm getting into positions that my friends can't get into right now. So I just felt like I had to share it. I hope it helps you. Give it a try. Leave a comment. Let me know. Hit me in the DMs. I'm very responsive over there on the Instagram, and appreciate it, amigos. Take care.